Hey, this is TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. We're here live at the gym, the James Schuler Memorial Gym with my guy, my uncle. I say my uncle Buster. We're gonna have an interview today and speak to him about the gym and what kind of inspired him to actually get into boxing and so forth and so on. So, Buster, go ahead, introduce yourself to people who may not know you.
Percy Custus, known as Buster.
Yeah, so this gym is kind of special to me because I was actually raised about 2 doors down from this gym, and I seen a lot of the fighters come from here. I even came in here to train as a young kid and even as an adult. So, Bus, this gym is a historical gym. A lot of people have came through this gym. Why did you decide to name the gym James Schuler?
James had died the year that we did the gym. I did it to keep the memory of him alive because it seemed like he died untimely, early. A little accident he was in. You don't question God. But I want to say all praises due to James first. Anytime we do anything that involves him, we usually give him a 10 count. And we want to send our love out to the Schuler Gym, the Schuler family, and to the mom and dad that allowed me to do this and gave me his belts. I'm like the oldest son for them. They adopted me as the oldest one with Daryl, Marty, Sardia, Chauncey, Dwayne, all of them. I was like the older brother.
Okay.
So that was before this, and then I named the gym after him. Downstairs I had a detail place where I used to detail cars. This was a big empty spot.
Remember that, yeah.
So I did this for kids first who didn't have peer pressure. So all the kids on the street, like y'all know, they was doing crack, doing all kind of stuff, fighting and fuss. But I knew most of them, the dealers and stuff, with their dads, and they all knew me, and I had a way to work with all of them. The gang wars and all that, I always set everybody down so there wouldn't be no shooting. Sometimes it would be, but I get in the middle, they call me up, and I go out there and work things out. So I opened the gym up. I said, God said, why don't you do something upstairs, Mr. Buster, with the empty spot? So we had something to do. They asked me to put a pool hall up here. I said, y'all think I'm crazy? I know what y'all be doing in the pool hall, right?
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen. So I did something that guys that really wanted to do something creative to come up here and work themselves out. They had something doing all day. At the end of the day, they be ready to go home and go to sleep. I don't care what you do. When you work out real hard, you won't want to rest. You give yourself time to think of things, right? So I opened the gym up. Mr. Jimmy Beecham came up here, and he ran it for me. I went around and got Jimmy, and he said we're running while I was working my place downstairs.
Okay.
And then I got it going. Everything was running good. And then I asked Mom and Dad. I was like, hey, Mom, what you think about I named the gym after James? And it was inspired. Mom started crying. I was like, I'm gonna name it after him. It's all right with y'all. They said, please, would you do it? So they named the gym here, and then they had a place over in North Philly, near Spillman Street, where they lived at. Okay. They named a playground after him. So we try to keep his name going on.
And what year was that? Let me cut you off. What year was that you guys started the gym exactly?
1993. Ain't it up on that thing? I'm not good with years. I'll tell you that right now. 93.
Okay, nice 93.
This is 30-year anniversary that we're having right here on Saturday. We're having a 30-year James Schuler show outside.
Yeah, and everybody's welcome to come. Get you. Where can I get tickets for the event, boss?
You got them on. Put you online. I don't know.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, all that. I don't do all that stuff.
Okay.
The girls know.
Okay. Now another question for you. Now, I know you said you started the gym in 1993. Now, what prompted you to actually get into boxing? Was it something that you did, or something that you?
Oh yeah, I boxed with James. I boxed with Joe Frazier. I didn't really go to be a fighter at first. I just went. I was facing time in jail. 7.5 to 15. I was facing time. Wow. My lawyer told me you better get into something, so I went to community college for 2 years as my case was going, and then I went over there, and the Judge Julian King used to keep us. I used to always make myself visible. He used to be at fights and stuff. I would make myself visible, and I did promotions. I did Teddy Pendergrass at a young age. I was at the Academy of Music doing a show with Odell DeBose. Okay. And we started doing stuff like that. But I got into the gym. It's just inspiration. I got into the gym and boxed with Benny Briscoe, Saad Muhammad, Willie Worm Monroe, all them guys. And James was the kids and knew how to box way before I did, but I had to learn because I was determined to go. So as I was there, they took me. Joe Frazier put me on the team. Joe Frazier said, "You're on the team now."
Wow.
I said, "Man, I don't know enough to be on no team." "You're on the team, boss. Don't worry about it. So you'll be all right."
So you seem to have an extensive history in boxing. As far as this gym goes, what are some of the historical fighters or trainers that may have came out of this actual gym, the Schuler Gym?
First, when we opened up, we had a grand opening, and I had Don Turner, Georgie Benton, they were big time training Holyfield and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked them at Playboy Theater, we was down there to fight, where they come to my grand opening, and Don said, "Sure, we'll come." I didn't think it would be like that, but Don brought all these big trainers, Georgie Benton, some guys on the wall, guys that I really didn't really know like that, but they came through and they stayed here. They was gonna come just for the grand opening. After a while, they said, "Man, this is a nice gym. We want to come here and bring some fighters here." So they started bringing all kind of fighters. They had not Will Taylor. They had what's his name? Will Guthrie. Will Guthrie, guys like that. And Guthrie won the world title since he's been here. We had Gerald Nobles here. We had Bernard Hopkins that fought out of here for 2 years. He beat every record there is. Beat everybody there is. He told me he could beat everybody from 154 to 168, and he carried it out. He Hagler's record, Monzone's record, all the records, man. So we had some real heavyweights in here, some real good fighters. Mike Grant, I can't remember all the guys' names, but we had a nice thing here. We built from like 9 in the morning to like 9 at night. It went crazy.
So also notably, you have a lot of up and coming Philly fighters, like you had J-Rock, Scooter, Yusef Mack, Frank Walker, Tobias Flowers, who did Najee Turpin and one of the contenders. We had Darren Fallon, G Money. I see Bozy. I see Bozy Anderson and the Ennis brothers over there on the wall as well.
Oh yeah,
Jerron.
They used to come over and spar with us. I mean, they're like our brother gym. We go over there and spar with them, and the same way we did at Champs Gym. We used to go down there with Al Fennell and Cheese and them.
Okay.
And we'd always from gym to gym. That's when I used to go out. Now I don't go hardly to new gyms no more. I don't take the gang out.
No more.
Got to come over. No, I don't go doing a whole lot of traveling and all that. I put my time in.
Let me ask you a question, Bus. Who's your favorite fighter of all time?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali?
That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you another question. Who's your top 5 fighters of all time?
Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins. That's my first. That's 3. Benny Briscoe. And who else was the guys all the time? That's the 4 I can name off the top of my head. But they was the top guys. Like, what's his name? The other middleweight was another middleweight. Hagler.
Oh, Hagler.
Yeah,
Hagler was tough.
Yeah.
So watching the transition from the older fighters, up until currently with the newer fighters now, do you see a difference in the pedigree of the fighters? Do you see a difference in the mentality of the fighters from from back in the day up until now?
Like, the training is similar back to what it used to be. They just do new things. They got more guys that's doing physical fitness and stuff with them. But the technique is a lot different. Like what we did years ago. We ain't had pads. We wasn't doing pad work back years ago. Guys was just taught technique and stuff. More guys are doing strength and conditioning and stuff like that now. But it was more technique back then. And like I said, Jimmy Beecham, guys like that, they was real technical trainers. Georgie Benton. Yeah, they never seen Georgie with a pair of pads or nothing like that. He just taught you techniques and stuff.
Let me ask you a question. Now, you mentioned the top 5 fighters of all time. Who do you like currently? What fighters, young fighters right now, do you like that are currently fighting that you think have the ability to possibly be the all-time great?
The boy Tank.
Davis.
Yeah, Tank. What's the other little southpaw name? That just
Shakur.
Shakur, all right. Yeah, but the top.
Left hand. Right. Oh, who?
The southpaw dude that just won everything.
This one at Southpaw. We talking about Crawford.
Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford. Switch it. Yeah, Crawford. Yeah.
Crawford. He's like one of the top right now. It's a couple of them. I'm not up on all of them right now, but I look at Scooter was one of the up and coming. J-Rock was one of up and coming guys, and guys that's right around me. I remember them better, but I don't be watching the fights like I used to. Oh, and my boy named Boots' son.
Oh, Jerron.
Yeah,
Boots.
yeah, without a doubt. Boots are hands down.
Let me ask you a question. So we talk about Boots and Crawford. You know, that's a potential fight sometime down the line. Who you think wins that fight, and why?
Yeah, I think it's yet to be seen.
Okay.
You know, we all friends and boys and everything. But that's a hell of a match right there for me. You know, that's a hell of a match for Boots.
What's your so this your expertise? What's your thoughts on fighters sometimes taking a fight too soon? Like fighters they just want to fight, and sometimes they might take a fight that's too soon.
LLC. We give you an abundance of what you need. We know what you need. We can literally read your mind. Look at me. I'm staring right into your soul. We're gonna give you an abundance of it. Medicare LLC has been rated #1 in Pennsylvania for home care agency since 2020. They got the best pay, the best care, medical, dental, 401k. If you're located in Philadelphia County, Bucks County, Chester County, or Montgomery County, call today at
215-644-8341.
Oh, hello. Is this Medicare? I just called the number that was here at the
You
screen.
said Boots is like it's like
Machine is something like Boots, but he just haven't bloomed yet. But
Yeah.
he boxed like that. They used to box, I used to take more. They used to box each other, But they, them the kind of guys that's hard to hit, and they used to mess around. But Posey always told me when he was with Pooh, it used to be Pooh and his other son, Farad. And I tell him how good they is. He said, "Boss, this the one right here." He said, "But when Boots was a little boy, a little kid following him around, and he wasn't lying. He said Boots was, and he came up just like that." Yeah.
Wow, and it's good to see that. To see like you see Boots and you see he has his father in his corner. Also, his brothers are there, active.
Yeah.
I don't know if you went to the fight when his last fight that he had here in Philadelphia. Did you make it down there to the fight? But it was like it was a movie down there, as they say. It was a real good turnout. You saw the love that Boots got. Now, Philly fighters. It seems like Philly has a lot of fighters that are like popular in boxing right now. We have a lot of guys who are up and coming, a lot of champions. So it shows that this city kind of breeds a lot of champions. What would be your advice to any boxer from Philly, even if they're not from your gym, and they have some type of success? What advice would you give them as far as continue on in their career?
Just to dedicate yourself. Don't slight on nothing. I mean, look, the things you eat, the friends you keep, and the time you sleep. All them things apply to boxing, and the guys got to know that, right? The things you eat, the friends you keep, and the time you sleep.
Wow.
That's boxing.
That's major. So for you, I'm assuming you believe that boxing is more so a lifestyle. It's not, you can't just.
It definitely is. It's just that I went over, and I used to run the streets and do all kind of stuff with everybody else. And when I went to the gym, it transformed me. Like I never thought I was an athlete. I never thought I could run football or nothing. I never thought that I would be none of them guys. And I turned out to drive a tractor and trailer, and I didn't even pursue that. But when I went over to the gym just to get out of trouble so I wouldn't be over here, it just transformed me. Like I stayed there, I was getting beat up. Brandy, all them guys supposed to be teaching and learning with them, they was killing me,
Yeah.
But Cyclone Hart said to me one day, "Hey, Redbone, they trying to run you out of here, man."
Wow.
And he said, "But you keep coming back." I said, "I'm coming back." Until I got they sent me to camp with Saad Muhammad for 6 weeks at Ali's camp, and You know, I would make a lot of achievements. Like I was a Golden Glove champion, but I did more than I really went out to do when I did that. You know, I was just trying to dodge the bullet from going to jail.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to dodge the bullet from going to jail.
So, Bus, where you from originally? Where you from?
Right here,
West Philly.
West Philly, right around the corner, 41st and Brown.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And you know, just coming up in this area, how have you seen the neighborhood change as far as the young adults and the boxing scene, or just the area in itself?
This is like a haven right here. I don't go out and look for stuff like Frank Walker and guys that carrying them. Like they came through here, Chipper, all of them came through here with another haven for them. They was here like flies, and some of them developed Gerald Noble, and all of them. They was like a team. I had like a gang, man, and they was just all of them could fight. They could take them to the nationals. I bought a van, so they can drive down Florida at the nationals. But I don't ride that long, so I'm gonna fly down and meet them down there. But we went on different trips like that. But they had a family used to buy their clothes from their uniforms. When we went to the nationals, Nazim Richardson over there with the twins, Nazim was like, man, y'all need to go out to the nationals. We didn't even know what the nationals was.
Wow.
But he's like, y'all need to go out there. So his team, he only had like 5 or 6 guys. But when we went with him, he had like 20 now. We go down there, we made noise.
Yeah.
You see the banner we got to say third place team trophy over there?
Well, I see all types of banners all around. 98?
Yeah, they robbed us when they joined. We really won the whole joint.
Oh, wow.
Our first time out, they was like, who are these guys from Schuler's? But we had killers down there. Frank was crushing the Marines, everybody out there. He got feared his first year, and then nobody wanted to fight him.
Yeah, shout out to Nitty. But we see boxing. We see, like we mentioned, that boxing is a lifestyle. You said the things you eat, friends you keep, so forth, and time you sleep. Now, for boxers, we understand that like I said, this is a lifestyle. Where do you think boxers go wrong, in their career, which can kind of be detrimental to them moving forward in life as a boxer?
I think sometimes the guys let the streets get to them, or sometimes the crowds get to them. They start dissipating, like drinking, hanging out at night, doing things like some guys that the champions don't do that stuff.
Exactly.
Like Bernard, that man lived by the rule, man.
Yeah, I seen Bernard not so long ago down on Spring Garden, man. He's like, he still can fight. He in shape, like he.
Bernard, but like I watched him. We used to watch him here like every day, right? And he would come in like 10 in the morning sometime. I used to tell his wife Nettie, because he couldn't drive in the car hardly. Can you come get Bernard, please? Because he can go. He can talk all day long.
Yeah.
He would come down. He had a big bench downstairs. He used to take some time and get to talk to me, and would take me to his house in Delaware, me, his wife, and Nettie. We would go eat and everything. But Bernard went by the book, man.
Yeah.
He want this place hot. When he come in the summertime, it's 100 degrees. We like, Bus, can you please close the doors? Niggas be like, man, he like, Bus, man, if they gonna do this, they gonna do it.
Wow.
And so he would train. He had guys come from all over the country to box him. And he would box him because he was so cheap, so tight that it was free work. Legendary guys that want to box him, most guys get paid. But the ones that didn't want to get paid, they was first. He would always let them come in first.
Now, how did you first meet Bernard Hopkins?
I met him through, his Uncle Artie McLeod is one of the roughest dudes I boxed. And we, I met Artie, and then Artie used to tell me about Bernard when he was a little boy. He said, you think I can box? You should see my nephew. And then one day, Darryl Schuler came up here with him. Because we all like family. Darryl brought him up here. He was like managing him.
Shout out to Darryl Schuler.
Yeah, well, shout out to all the Schulers. You got to get a shout out to all of them. They're good family people. But he brought him in, and then and we was here for 2.5 years. We did a lot of stuff together, man. Bernard did a lot. Good dude. People call him tight and say this and that, but what a guy do with his money, what he gonna do?
Yeah, it's his money. Remember that. It's his money. Do what he want to do with it.
That don't have nothing to do with that. They always say he don't give back. Well, he give back to who you want to give back to.
Exactly.
So he's a good person. That's what I know. He's a real good person.
Let me ask you another question. Just fast forwarding up until now, I'm gonna ask you about a few potential matchups in boxing. Firstly, starting with your guy you mentioned Gervonta Tank Davis. There's a possibility that he's going to either fight Shakur Stevenson or Lomachenko next. Who do you see winning the fight, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson?
I can't really say. That's a good matchup. Tank is good for a knockout. Shakur is a boxer.
Yeah.
So that could go either way. But he's just not a puncher, but he can box too.
Yeah.
So you can't never count that. That's just a good matchup to me.
Okay. We mentioned Jerron Anderson Crawford. You said that fight is like a toss-up fight.
Yeah.
We got some other coming fights. We got Canelo Alvarez. He's about to fight the guy Berlanga in September. I don't know if you know who Berlanga is. He's a Puerto Rican fighter from New York. Do you think it's too soon for him to take that fight?
With who?
With Canelo. Berlanga is fighting Canelo.
Anybody fight Canelo? It's a little bit too soon. Canelo's the man.
Yeah. I agree. Also, we got Danny Garcia. He's fighting from Philly. He's fighting Laura in September as well.
Danny.
Hey, you like Danny to win that fight against Laura?
Yeah.
And we got also Scooters on the undercard. I forget the guy's name was Scooters actually fighting, but he's fighting on that card as well.
Well, until Scooter lost, I didn't care what the name was.
Yeah.
Like anybody asked me to Scooter, I said I'm betting on Scooter. So
yeah.
That's how I feel about him now. He got that one loss, but anybody I see Scooter's gonna take him to school.
Okay. And for anybody that want to get in contact with you or come to the gym, how can they get in contact with the gym or how can they anybody wants to train and come on down and be a part of the Schuler Gym?
Look up JamesSchulerBoxing.com, our website and everything, and that'll tell you everything. Or you can come to 750 North Brooklyn Street, Philadelphia, PA 19104, and somebody's here all the time. They can register and get you set up and get you ready to go.
Another question, before I let you go, Buster, I know you're a busy man. So what does it take to actually be a boxer, or to even get into this sport? What does it take? What's the requirement you would think?
Criteria. A guy just want to do it. I've seen some guys that look like they never gonna learn. I got a kid gonna fight this week, and he's 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody used to say how he was and he ain't gonna be this and that. Watch him this week. Bull can go already. Everybody's like, oh, he punching, he this and that. They just don't understand his technique.
Okay.
He's picking up a lot of stuff that I'm showing him, but when he do it, he wants it.
Okay.
So that makes a difference. I didn't box some guy one day that want to box another kid. They asked me could he box him. I'm like, I never seen you box. Why you want to box this kid?
Yeah.
He just learning. Oh, you know how to fight already, so you want to take advantage of him. The kid said, no, I thought he could box. And he could box a little bit. But my kid got in there and destroyed him.
All right, and what current fighters do we have in here that you would say we got to look out for? Like this person is up and coming, out of this gym. Who do we have here currently in the Schuler's Gym that's actually going to make some noise in boxing that you think?
One of the guys everybody got to watch out for. One of the smoothest, slickest guys. His name is Rasheem Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's an up and coming pro. Yeah, he's one of the guys that things cooled down for a minute, but now we bringing him back on the set. He's been in shape. He's been training. He was just in that tournament they just had.
Okay.
And he won their hands down. So he's the next thing coming out here right now. I haven't been doing a lot with a lot of guys right now.
Okay.
But he's one of the up and coming guys that's coming out here right now.
Okay. So shout out to Sheem. Keep doing what you're doing. You already know what it is. So anything else you want to add?
We got our little Tony DeBoach right now, little upcoming kid. He fights Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's Tony, little Tony DeBoach's son.
Okay.
He's the second coming to Tony. Yeah, and he got his trainer raised, and like you say, you interviewed Dafir.
Yeah.
But Dafir got a heavyweight named what's his name?
Dafir over there and deep in training right now. They over there sparring. But
who's Dafir fighting name? Dan. Yeah, he got Dan. He coming up. He just won the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan's up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's right there. He came from nowhere, and he's top right now with anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta keep the eyes out for him.
Yeah, well, listen, Bus, we'd like to thank you, man, for coming on TBISE, the best in sports entertainment.
Okay.
I have my guy here, you know, like a father figure to me, uncle, whatever you want to call it. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And this is TBISE, the best in sports entertainment. We out.
Okay.